Welcome to the California Dreamin' Collection. This is our model Jesi. We're going to start the Big Sur technique by dividing the hair into 4 panels. The first being an elliptical shape on the top of the head around the crown. The second being a halo section that travels around the parietal ridge, and then dividing the hair that remains horizontally to create a perimeter segment that's about 1 inch to 1.5 inches wide. In that segment, we're going to start by hand painting using Synchro-Lift, our ultra-quick blue powder lightener, and a feather tip brush to help give a nice smooth blended appeal. Using clear film to not only lay the hair down on, but then to cover for incubation to help the process move faster and smoother. You can also see the application of this. We're setting up with Neuro Prime to help prevent flyaways and give me more control while hand painting through. Once done with the perimeter, we can drop segment 3 and move up to segment 2, which is the halo section around the parietal ridge, taking diagonal backward slices to help move the color across the base of the hair and hand painting through in the same manner. Taking the time to really set yourself up and isolate each panel with these clear films to help with that incubation will allow the hair to process quicker and allow you to move neater and cleaner. Remember, cleanliness is the best way to keep everything on point. Continue those diagonal patterns all the way through until you run out of hair in that halo section, making sure to encompass the small pieces of the fringe, which will give us some separation and isolation of color through the second portion of our technique. Once the hair has a chance to develop to the desired lightness, we'll go back through the technique and completely re-isolate all 4 of the same panels. Starting on the top with Color XG, we're going to shadow base with a 6-level neutral through that elliptical section to help give a rich chocolatey base to that top panel, which will encompass and overlay the entire hair image. Once the base is done, we can add a little bit of high lift ash to a 6NN formula, keeping the same shadow base, but then expanding the brightness through the ends of the hair to help give a little bit of a open, airy feel to that chocolate through the ends. I find with curly hair, it's nice to see a little extra movement. So working section by section, I can saturate all the way through the ends, giving a little comb through. And then for neatness and cleanliness, to be able to make our technique easier, we'll remove our plastic film, comb through, and then wrap all the hair up and out of the way to expose the other 3 panels to work on. We'll isolate our perimeter section as well by just braiding it out of the way to protect the pre-lightened hair that we already created, exposing that 3rd panel on the in-between so that we can add the same rich chocolate foundation. So you can see to use the clear film helps isolate each section just to protect as we work, giving me the ability to outline each section to help define it with our shadow base, making it easier for me to work our ends color with our 6NN and our high lift ash all the way through to the edges of the hair. Keeping the technique neat and clean, so especially around the face when I'm working the touch-up, making sure to be gentle with the application as to not stain the skin. And then one final comb through and we'll twist that section up and out of the way so that it neatly isolates the 2 pre-lightened panels that we want to work from. Side 2, we'll repeat the same process, outline the section to define it, and then gently comb through our high lift formula. Found getting the base color done in this manner on the 2 main panels that we needed isolates the pieces that are pre-lightened that we really want to work off of. And this is where our lattice style technique comes into play. We're going to shadow base these pre-lightened segments and then isolate through slices of color, creating beautiful khaki tones. Our first being a taupe, which is our ultra toner violet, with 10 level neutral beige, and a bit of violet intensifier, which is going to create a really soft violety taupe feel to the hair. Our second will be our soft olive, which is our clear booster with 8-level MT or matte series, with a touch of gold intensifier and a touch of green intensifier to really bring that soft olive color to life. The clear booster will help to almost shatter the color, so it's not very intense. And then our subtle blue formula made with ultratoner ash and blue intensifier, and just a pea size of the blue intensifier because it is quite strong and we just want to see a subtlety. In today's modern world of hair with Instagram and Pinterest and people being inspired by fun fashion colors, I wanted to create this look for Jesi where she does have that pop of intensity, but not so bright that it's unicorn hair. So the subtlety of these khaki tones is going to keep it a fun appeal, but not go overboard. So side 2, repeating our lattice work. Once we ribbon through each section, just crisscrossing them over each other so that as the color processes, it has a really neat appeal while sitting in the color bar. Each of our salons is being judged every step of the way, from our service level all the way through to the cleanliness of the salon. And I find because we all do color out in the open in today's modern society, it's nice to see color processed in a way that gets people intrigued and excited about new techniques. So rather than just incubating and popping color up in foil, these clearer films help to see through and see the process change, but then taking the time as you section through the hair to just ribbon it together to where it creates this woven lattice texture. So here through that top halo section, we're going to repeat the technique. So we touched our shadow base with our 6-level NN, and now we're going to ribbon through our 4 different color formulations using our taupe, our soft olive, our subtle blue, and our chocolate brown, help marrying together the other 2 panels that were all brown. Taking diagonal backward slices, it's going to help move the color across the head shape a little bit more so it spreads out and you see more of that color horizontally rather than just vertical stripes. And then each section, massaging through the ends formula into the scalp so that you create a really soft blend of color. And then using a comb and your fingers to create flat ribbons of color that just weave one white over the next, gives it a really cool appeal while it rests. And you can also see the addition of intensifiers in our color. Not only will it help add the intensity to the hair that we want, but while the hair is in process, you can see each individual ribbon of color and how they fall and live right next to each other. And then lastly, in the fringe, just using these isolated sections to give a little bit more separation through the front. This coupled with curly hair on Jesi, I think is going to make these colors spring into action, and you're going to love the soft, subtle hue of how this works together.